Hey guys, welcome to part 3 of my console collection. Today we're looking at the Sega Saturn. But this is a really interesting system. It was originally supposed to come out in September of 1995 to compete with the PlayStation here. But Sega, in their infinite wisdom, they were trying to get a foothold in the console market. So they announced at the first Electronic Entertainment Expo, E3, that they were going to release it in May of that year. So that kind of backfired on them because Sony saw the price point that they were launching that was $400, by the way. I mean, ridiculous, I know. But they saw the price point at $400 and they're like, okay, we'll release ours for cheaper. And I think they were around like $299. But the system was really built to be kind of like a 2D powerhouse with 3D game capabilities. But the problem with that is that, once the PlayStation released, and they had the N64 out at that time too, I mean, gamers were ready for 3D games. And with not a whole lot of 3D games on the Saturn, it's just another thing that led to its failure. So, let's take a look at the system itself. First of all, you have a power button, an open button, and a reset button here, as well as an access light there. And of course you have two controller ports on the front. In the back, you of course have AC power, AV out, and this is like a system link to connect systems up. And over here, this is actually an add-on port. This actually serves two functions. It's an add-on port. You can get like a video card and stick that in there, and it would actually enable your system to play video CDs. And it also has like a little CMOS battery in there, and that is for like saving the date and time, and also for saved games. This, as I was saying, this does have built-in memory, so you can save a few games here and there. It isn't the first system to have built-in memory for saving games. The Sega CD actually had built-in memory. It also has a cartridge input here, and you would think, oh, I could play Genesis games on it. It's not what it's used for. It's actually for to expand the memory. So you can get like a third-party like memory cards for it, put them in there. Like Action Replays work with that too. I believe this is also used for another attachment called SegaNet. You can get on that and browse the internet and things like that. So that was kind of a precursor to the Dreamcast having being the first system with online play. As far as the games go, the cases for them are really stupid. I mean, as you can see, these are just big and bulky, and I mean, like the standard size jewel cases, they do crack rather easily, so you really have to take care of them. Sony, they started when the system first came out, PlayStation first came out. They started using cases a lot like this, but Sony really got the hint and just went to the standard jewel cases. Yeah, here's one game, Doom. It's actually in fairly good condition, and I also have another one, Double Switch. Now, let me show you this one, because this will actually demonstrate how most games work. This one is actually two CDs, and they actually have like a tray for the other CD. And what they would usually do was have like these little foam inserts that they would put on the top and bottom to keep the CDs in the tray. But it was just a really dumb system, and I mean I really don't think it worked too well. But as far as the games for the system, they had quite a few arcade ports, and that was where the system really shined. Like they had Virtual Cop, Virtua Fighter, Daytona USA. Those games were really good on this system, and this was really good for arcade ports at the time. Also, they had quite a few ports from Sega CD days, like Double Switch. Really, the only difference is just like the video looks better. But yeah, I mean that's pretty much it for the games. But yeah, guys, I mean this is a really good system. Definitely good for arcade ports and 2D games. Not so great for 3D games, but you know, Sega just made a lot of bad decisions with regard to this console, and that's what really led to its failure. Just the decisions they made. But you know, it does have a few decent games on it. I would recommend picking it up if you can get your hands on one. I got mine really cheap off of eBay for like $30. So yeah, you can find them out there for maybe around $40 now, but I would definitely recommend picking one up.